Now listen to me, Caesar. There can be only one talking chimpanzee on Earth. The child of the two talking apes.
20 years back from the year, Senor Mando, when the two talking apes arrived on Earth.
And we believe that the male and female talking apes have come to us out of the future.
A month before the talking apes arrived on Earth.
From now on, you have but one assignment: to find that talking ape.
He's a performing ape for my circus.
A talking ape?
That idiot!
This chimpanzee...
Get out of retraction immediately. Announce that the talking ape has been apprehended and put to death.
Incredible! The talking apes!
Hey, ape fans! I am Richard Woloski, and I want to welcome you back to Talking Apes. This is your Planet of the Apes podcast, where over the last 11 years, we have celebrated the TV shows, the films, the actors, the authors, the fan community. We just celebrate all of Planet of the Apes, and we love it so much. And we also celebrate the comics from the 1970s up until today. And that's where we're going to go today, to the comics. We're going to continue with Beware the Planet of the Apes issue number 2. But before I go there, I've got to ask, is there a doctor in the house? Kevin, is there a doctor in the house?
And a counselor.
Yeah, oh, my bad, yes.
Of course there is, you heretic.
I've just never referred to you as the counselor before. You've always been Dr. Zayas.
Doctor, counselor. I feel like our audience, there's a portion of our audience out there that is all counselor. They don't even recognize the doctor for some reason. I don't know. I like to recognize both. I like to think that maybe Zayas, spun his practice out into counseling. At some point,
Because if you need counseling, you go see Dr. Zayas. He'll set your mind right.
And wouldn't a doctor be qualified for some counseling? I mean, if you've gone all the way to a doctor, I know it's stepping back to just counseling, but maybe he wants to take it easy. A few banana daiquiris, a little counseling, a little chasing humans through the forbidden zone, things to relax.
He's had a very, very tough life. Now, I won't even get into the general or chief of security Urkel.
Oh no! Don't do that.
That's a bridge too far. We'll keep it with the Zayases.
All
In fact,
right.
we got a listener over at Skywalking Through Neverland. His name is Zayas, and for a long time I kept calling him Zayas because I love the fact that his last name is Zayas. Fernando Zayas. I'm giving a shout out to you.
It's so close. I would just lean into it, especially if I'm being an Apes fan, right? I would just tell everybody it's Zayas.
Oh my goodness. All right, now I gotta remind all the Skywalkers and all of the apes out there, if there was ever a time to watch Talking Apes on YouTube, this is the time, because you don't want to miss these beautiful comic pages. They are gorgeous and you don't want to miss them. Yes, Kevin.
I have a burning question for our fans out there. Do you like other people trying to make Planet of the Apes like shows? My question is, Mystery Science Theater 3000, Time of the Apes. Have you seen it?
Kevin, the only way they can watch it as we're talking about it is how? Subscribing to the Skywalking Through Neverland YouTube channel, and when they do, they'll get notifications when new Talking Apes are released.
And also, click the like button. I've seen the weirdest disparity in like versus views. I look at the views like something on an Adam Savage tested video, and he'll have like 13,590 views, but he's only got like 1K likes. I'm like, this is too weird. I don't understand why. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, so you're going to want to
subscribe. I challenge you all. Like it. Do the like. Just let's see. You know what? Let's upside down it. Let's see if we can get more likes than views. Just as an experiment. I don't know. Is it possible?
Let's throw that out there.
You apes.
A challenge to the apes.
Put the daiquiris down. Put the banana daiquiris down and hit the like button. That's what we... Well, as you're viewing it, but you can do it before or at the end. That's another thing. You don't have to wait till the video's over to like it. Just like it. Get it out of the way right at the top of the show. Just like it right away.
Because when they do that, it helps the algorithms. How? I don't know, but it helps the algorithms the more that they like something or comment, it really, really helps.
Please comment, let us know Have you seen Time of the Apes? Did you laugh? What do you think? I laugh every time. I've probably seen it 50 times, and I still laugh every single time. It's got some of the best quotes. I'd say my two favorite episodes are Time of the Apes and Mighty Jack, my two all-time favorite MST3Ks. But this one is apropos to all of our ape community out there. If you've ever seen any of the Planet of the Apes movies, you will... I'm sure you'll see something in there that you will get a kick out of if you haven't seen it. If you have seen it, share your favorite part with us. I want to hear what you guys think. That would make me laugh to see, for instance, what makes Patrick laugh, right? What if he has seen it? Tell us about it. I mean, and he's perfect one to do it. But I'm just starting with Patrick because reasons, right? That makes sense.
Patrick keeps telling me about this Svengali show, and I still cannot find it.
Svengoolie,
yes.
Yes, Svengoolie. It's on MeTV. So you search for MeTV on your whatever broadcast system you use, and then you will find it.
Because that's a lot like these Mystery Science Theater campiness.
It is. It's more like Elvira in that they show the movie, and then they cut in with comedy bits before they go to commercial. It's similar to MS3K, but I'd say it's more like Elvira, which I also loved Elvira too.
Oh, who doesn't? So right now, you made the big mistake, Kevin, of sending me the link to Time of the Apes right before showtime. So now I'm like, I can't stop watching this.
Yeah, it's special kind of awesome.
Now, I don't think this is so much a ripoff of Planet of the Apes, the movies. It's more of a ripoff of the novelization, because here we see all these apes and they're wearing clothing.
Right.
They look like just regular humans. There's cars. There's technology. Nothing you'll find in the ape films. And you know what? Say what you will about this movie, but these prosthetics, they're really good.
Well, and if you look closely, in some of the cut scenes, they cut to even ones that have like baboon type faces.
Now, what year did this come out?
It was July 13th, 1991 was when it aired on MST3K. But the movie, I would have to go to IMDb. I think it was in the 60s, I want to say, or 70s.
Yeah, this has an early 70s feel.
Yeah, it's probably 70s. I would say it feels like Gamera, Godzilla, Johnny Sacco and Giant Robot. That very much that vibe for the shooting style and cinematography and so forth. And might I say the editing.
Yeah. Okay. It came out in 1987. Does not feel like an 80s film.
Now wait a cotton picking minute, because I'm looking at that. It looks like it was made back in the 70s. Wow.
It does. It really, really does.
I see that there. I thought that was just wow. That is fascinating.
Yeah.
Maybe they were using old equipment and maybe old cinematographers, and I don't know, but they sure captured the 70s.
Okay, if we don't move away from this right now, we're going to spend the rest of the time talking about this, which gives me an idea. After we're done breaking down the Beware the Planet of the Apes comics, before we get into Beneath the Planet of the Apes adaptation, before we finish that, maybe we can do a commentary on Time of the Apes.
Yes.
What do you think about that? Invite some friends over?
And again, if you like that idea, again, comment. Down there, it's just below where you subscribed and liked. Keep going. Comment. Let us know.
All right, we gotta move on, because of this. I'm getting very excited about this, and I want to get excited about Beware the Planet of the Apes. But do you know what else I'm excited about? Another tangent. We just passed our 91,000th download of Talking Apes.
Wow.
We are past the 91,000 mark.
91,000.
Yeah, this here that we're recording right now is only our 74th episode, so that's pretty good. You know, if I were to
how are we doing on Skywalking subscribers? Have we hit 10K yet? Are we so close?
You know what? We just did a huge push last month, and we released a lot of Andor stuff, and that got us past that 10,000 subscriber mark.
We got it?
We got it.
I'm going to see if I can spring my arm later, patting myself on the back afterwards. I won't do it here.
Now I want to get to 11,000. We need like 400 and change by San Diego Comic-Con.
Oh, I'd like to bask in 10 for a while. That's a pretty big number. Give me a minute to catch my breath.
It's like 10,500 and change, and I'm very, very excited about that.
I'm
Hold on one second. Siri, what is 91,000 divided by 74? 91,000. So you know what? It's about 1,200 downloads per episode of Talking Apes.
That's pretty darn good. I'm proud of all you apes out there. I'm looking at you. No. You, yes. Yeah, you. Proud of you. And that guy over there. Yes.
Made it happen, all of us. All righty there. You know what? You got to give a shout out to Mark Rogushewitz for coming on the first, like, what was that, 40 episodes. And got to thank David Braun. We got to thank Patrick Izzo. We got to thank Bobby Porter, all the apes, the ape listeners, everyone made that happen.
And how about Alpha Rhythm Kings? A certain guy over there.
Yeah, Rob Dellinger.
Yes.
Yeah. Composed a theme which I really, really love. One of his best works. All right, Kevin, let's get back to Beware the Planet of the Apes. Now, what do you think of this series so far? Well, we've only done one issue, but what do you think so far?
As an artist, I accepted how comics were in the old days with the crazy colors, right? With the yellow gorilla jackets and the red pants and all that stuff. But I really love the way that they make the artwork look now. It looks like it properly in universe. Everything's colored properly. Everything's drawn really well. Not that the old comic books weren't drawn well. It just me being the perfectionist I am. The colors used to make me crazy. I mean, even in Superman and Batman, and I was just like, well, you know, I get it. They use blue for black and whatever. This just is beautiful artwork, and I'm really enjoying it.
Okay, good. Yeah, having now read the second issue, I'm very excited about this series. So I'm so happy that they made the effort to do a Planet of the Apes comic series based on the classic Planet of the Apes. They've done some based on the current Planet of the Apes. Now they're going back to vintage, which means that Apes merchandise is selling if they're going to keep on producing it. All right, now this issue for number 2, this came out February the 14th, 2024. And what better way to celebrate Valentine's Day? Beware the Planet of the Apes.
That's what I always say.
It was written by Mark Guggenheim, art by Alvaro Lopez, and the Beneath the Planet of the Apes excerpts that we see intercut in this issue were written by Doug Munch and art by Alfredo Alcala. And this cover artist, this is Torrin Clark. And here we see Zara and Nova in Yankee Stadium, and they're facing off with gorilla soldiers. Now, what do you think of this cover, which they put out in the newsstands, or what do you think of these two variants? What do you like better, this or these two variants?
I really like the original one. Those are all well and good. They're fine pieces of artwork, but I like the drama. The look on Zira's face. I like the blurred handler in front with that sort of a like that neck lasso thing, and but it's blurred to give like depth of field. So there's this dramatic cinematic feel to it. The other ones are fine drawings. I don't want to take anything away from them, but for me, this was the one that grabbed me. This is the one I was like, okay, action.
I gotta say, a spoiler: between these three covers, none of what you see here happens in the story. Yeah, and this one
like
where
the
we
beginning
see
of Time of the Apes.
Yeah, this one on the right with Cornelius and the Statue of Liberty. If you were to look at that in the newsstand, you would think, oh, okay, this is the adaptation to the film Planet of the Apes.
It feels like that.
Yeah, but this cover art here I really love, and what you said about the depth of field, really, that's the number one reason why I love this cover. That out of focus gorilla hand clutching that weapon in the foreground, and there we see Nova and Zara ready to fight in the midground, and the guerrilla soldiers in the background. This is, I would say, one of the best comic covers I've ever seen because of that use of the depth of field.
Yep, for sure.
Now, we put this out to our Facebook group and the page and asked the apes out there what they think about this cover. And David Braun says, I enjoyed the series. It was a good what-if look at Planet of the Apes. Good cover with two beloved characters. Yeah, that pretty much sums it up. This arc right here is more of a what-if, more of a multiverse. I'm not crazy about the multiverses, but yeah, this is more of a what-if than an actual canon story.
Well, what ifs are pretty popular.
Yeah, they are, but just not for this guy over here. All right, that means me. All right, James Logie says great cover, and Anthony Mark brings it home with this looks amazing. What a great idea for a story. I love what is happening with Nova. Yes. I'm loving the fact that these are Nova-centric stories. All right, now let's give a recap of where we last left off with issue number 1 right here. Now, Zara's nephew Lucius went missing. It is with great trepidation that they turn to a human ally, a young woman who will someday earn the name Nova. But the search for Lucius brings them all deeper into the Forbidden Zone, which is forbidden for a reason. What never before seen dangers awaits them in the ruins, the citizens of Ape City believed they were alone on this planet, but a world of violence lies beyond their borders. Ooh, that's where we last left off.
Yes.
All right, now in this story here, 3 strikes and you're out. The search for Lucius brings ape scientists Cornelius and Zira, along with their human guide Nova, deeper into the Forbidden Zone, which is forbidden for a reason. Oh, we keep on saying that. They couldn't hammer that home hard enough. What never before dangers awaits them in the ruins of the old Yankee Stadium. Do you want to find out, Kevin?
Yes.
Let's find out. All right,
Let's
here.
go.
The comic, this is the first page right here. Now, the comic is really forcing us to get back to breaking down the Beneath the Planet of the Apes adaptation.
Right.
As we open on the events of that story. And I love the way that Marvel is using the artwork from the original comic. And I went back and just cross-referenced. Is it really the actual artwork, or did they just recreate it? No, this is the actual artwork, which is why they give all these artists credit in this comic.
It's so smart. It's so smart rather than redrawing it. Plus, it feels like a flashback if you're referencing the old, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, this is fantastic. I think it's a great idea.
All right, now Brent enters the Queensboro Plaza where he sees a robed man praying to his god, the atomic bomb. Brent says to the man that he can hear what he's thinking. Oh, what does that mean? Just then, Brent is escorted away and tells the guards that he won't struggle. Oh, these guys are talking with telepathy. He doesn't know what he's in for here. Mm-hmm. Now, one of these structures here has an imprint that says Mendez 26. See on the upper left hand on the corner on that building. This is also seen on a bust, which is down below to the right. And you know what? Honestly, I forgot what Mendez was a reference to. So you're asking, I'm asking, who was Mendez? Well, he was this guy here.
Dun.
The mutant leader from Beneath the Planet of the Apes, who just went by Mendez. So I think if they just said Mendez, I think that would have, rung something in my head, but it said Mendez 26. But so I was very, very confused by that. In the novelization, though, Beneath the Planet of the Apes, it's indicated that he is the 26th Mendez in a family line of Mendezes. See right here?
Kind of works like Mandalore. Got it. Mandalorians.
Yes, there's a whole line of Mandalorians, but in this case, they're Mendezes. And on the bust, it says Mendez.
And look, Mendez 1.
Yeah.
Imagine what that was like back in Mendez 1.
Now, Kevin, I'm guessing you're thinking, all right, I want to add this guy to my collection. No Planet of the Apes collection is complete without a Mendez action figure. So there you go.
How about that? That's Mego sized, or no wait, there's
that's
all
NECA.
the sizes.
Yeah.
NECA. I see.
Yeah, so if you want to add this mutant to your collection, you can with a removable face.
Well, yes, absolutely, because all Mendez's, I guess, had removable faces.
Yeah, they could do their whole face off. Oh,
Ooh.
that should be a movie.
Yeah,
All right.
Yeah, get
All right.
Travolta.
Beneath the Planet of the Apes cross with John Travolta and Nick Nolte in Battle of the Face Off beneath the. Oh, this is going nowhere. All right, let's move on, Kevin. Let's move on. I just wanted to do a little backstory, a little back history on Mendez because
Sure.
once again I had forgotten who he was.
We're here to inform the audience.
Now Brent is brought before a council. All right, see that middle panel right there?
Yeah.
Brent should really be taking care of himself. He's just letting himself go.
Is he?
Added on a couple of pounds. Yeah, look at that. Come on, Brent, take care of yourself. Look in a mirror, would you?
He needs to shave his furry boxer or briefs. Sorry.
All right, here he shouts that he knows they've mastered telepathy and can probably just kill him with the slightest thought. But then he says, "But I'll be damned to that hellish bomb god of yours if you think I'm going to let you pick my brain." One of the
You shouldn't be
councilmen.
giving him ideas.
Yes,
I know you
hey,
could kill me with your mind. Hey, I didn't think of that. Let's kill him with our minds. You know,
"Oh, dang it."
they weren't thinking that. Don't hand it to him.
Right, but then one of the councilmen up front, he says, doesn't just think, he says, "You make me very sad, Mr. Brent." All right, just then, Brent turns to see Nova, who is being restrained.
Well, that's Nova's thing, isn't it?
Suddenly, a woman named Ivana wakes from her nightmare and shouts, "Nova!" And now we are back to present time and present artwork. A
Yes.
girl named Lila busts in to see if she is all right. Ivana reflects back to her dream of deformed mutants praising their bomb god. She says that she saw another colony, but perverted. Maybe she was thinking about Brent. Their bodies and minds distorted by the calamity. Mutants like us, but not like us. And she turns, and we see half of her face is deformed. Oh, so these are other mutants other than the Mendez's group.
Hot mutants.
Lila says there are no other survivors in the calamity, but Ivana tells her that it is foolish to think that they're the only ones since humanity once measured in the billions. Lila then asks, "Oh, that's true, then why wouldn't we seek them out?"
Because Ivana.
That one took me a second. Ivana, seek them out. Yes,
Ivana. Yes.
I am right here. Why do you keep saying my name? No, Ivana, seek them out.
What's in a name?
Ivana says something that is a great commentary of today. She says, "Our forebears burned the world. They did it to themselves. Humans hurting humans via TikTok." Oh, no.
Oh.
I added that commentary to the commentary. Humans, stop hurting other humans. That's a whole other show
Yes,
itself.
is that humans together?
Yeah, you would
destructive?
think. Yeah, even at the apes are like, we want no part of this human race because you guys
Right.
are not banding together. You guys are not talking to each other. You're not communicating. You're just arguing over this electronic device. All right, end of commentary. All right, just then, their eyes glow as both get a telepathic message from Kennard. Now, this next page, it summarizes the last issue and what's to come in this issue and the credits, all of which we just covered.
Right.
But then, and
Moving
the next is the map. We get the map of the New York area
Ah,
where this
yes.
issue takes place. Now, if you look to the left, you'll see that's where they start, and they got to go all the way to the other side. That's a lot of walking.
Wait, where's Manhattan?
This is all Manhattan.
Oh, sorry. Oh, this is Lower Manhattan.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. And now I want to see them. I want to see them do a map of the San Francisco area where the TV series takes place.
Yeah.
Maybe that's another what if multiverse comic series coming up.
Let's think about it. If you're going to go out to the coast, of course Zayas is going to switch to Counselor. It's more California. Anyways, moving on.
Next, we pick up where we last left off with the sniper who's got Zera in his crosshairs. This was the cliffhanger from the last issue. What was going to happen? He's got Zera right there. What's he going to do? But then Ivana shouts, "No, stand down, Kennard." He turns to see. He turns, and we see his mangled face.
He's giving her side eye.
Are you sure?
You can't help it. Looks.
And he says that caution compels us to eliminate them. And she's like, who are you talking to? Now, speaking of that side eye, all right, Kevin, is it me or does he look like the land speeder dealer who Luke sold his speeder to in Star Wars? This guy.
Oh.
When I saw his face, like, okay, that's the land speeder dealer outside of Mos Eisley.
I would have put him as Dr. Azkaban's receptionist. I don't like you. He doesn't like you.
Oh, Dr. Evazan. Okay.
Evazan, yeah. Did I say? What did I say? I thought I said Evazan. I meant to say it. I might have stumbled over my tongue.
I'll look over it in post. But I'm thinking because he's got that one mangled eye, and you see on this land speeder dealer, the mangled eye is below.
Yeah,
and
I
that's
see
what I was
where you're at
focusing
with
on.
it. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Just missing the antennae, but yeah, sure.
Right,
I'll go with you on that.
You know, Kennard is wearing a hat, so you don't know what's underneath that.
You cut holes in it, right? You don't want your antennas lumped into your hat.
All right, now Ivana says they're chimps, not gorillas, so they're not with the Empire.
Oh.
So, and I had like, wait a minute. Which comic book are we reading now? The Empire. The apes have an empire, which means they have a Palpatine, a Palpin ape, a Palpa Urko, an Urkotine.
It would be Dr. Palpatine.
Or shall I say Councilman Palpatine? We get the point. All right, now, Kennard says that there are two chimps with a human prisoner, and that makes them a threat, so they must be taken out. And Ivana looks through the scope, and she sees Nova, and she's still eating that darn banana. She started the last issue, and she's still eating it.
Well, look who she's hanging with, right?
Yeah, with someone who loathes bananas.
Right. I mean, Zero's not going to eat them.
And then Cornelius is saying, why did you pack them then? And then Ivana realizes that this is the woman she's been seeing in her nightmares. Oh, now the plot thickens. Now we cut to Cornelius, Zira, and Nova, who are still observing Yankee Stadium. Cornelius says to Zira that these are ruins from another civilization, one clearly advanced. Oh no, do not say that to Zira.
Oh, be careful, heretic boy.
Mm-hmm. And she responds with, no, Cornelius, it's terrifying. Whatever it is, it wasn't built by apes. All right, Kevin, I'm going to ask you a sports question because I know nothing about sports. What would ape versions of baseball teams be named? I know so little about sports that I had to pull up a list of...
Well, the San Francisco Simians.
Ooh. How about instead of the Astros, the Apestros? Does that work?
Sure.
The Los Angeles Angels, the Los Angeles Angels.
Savannah Bananas.
All right. Not all of them work. Yeah, I think this is the part that Mark Augushwitz is fast forwarding. Rightfully.
Is he? Are you Mark?
Rightfully so.
No fast forwarding. You have to take the bad jokes with the good jokes.
Unfortunately, there's more bad jokes.
Just feel free to let us know in the comments, Mark. Please, comment away.
After you've liked us.
Don't call us and comment. We don't care. Do it right down below there, right, Mark? Right down there.
All right, now, Cornelius, he counters with, of course apes built it since no other species has the engineering capabilities.
Oh, Cornelius.
Zara then points out the symbols, which are the remains of the letters that spell out Yankee. And she says they're unlike anything apish. Maybe instead of Arabish, it's apish.
Apish, yes.
Is that the official name of this language?
Could be.
All right, Cornelius excitedly charges ahead since he thinks this is an archaeological find, one that could profoundly alter ape kind's understanding of the world. Cornelius takes one step too far when he is suddenly shot in the shoulder. Oh no.
Yikes.
Ivana berates Kennard, who says that he had to shoot since the apes were charging. Okay, one ape took one step too far.
One ape charging.
All right, now... All right, but we got to give it to Kennard. In his defense, maybe through his mangled eye, there was a lack of depth of field, so it looks like he was charging.
Or maybe he's got blurred vision and it looked like dozens.
like a spider.
Yeah, yeah. Look at all the apes. It's one ape. Settle down. Maybe don't give that guy the rifle, right?
Yeah, give them one with blanks.
Yeah.
All right, Ivana approaches Zira and telepathically introduces herself and tells her
Hi, it's me.
it'll be all right. Zira shouts that this is witchcraft, the lawgiver's blasphemy. Ooh, Ivana tells her that she will put her to sleep and reaches out with several of her flowing scarves. That's a nice frame down there.
I do like that one.
Yeah, one of my favorites. All right, she tells Kennard to take them into the colony and see to the chimp's wound. Kennard then questions taking them inside of the Yankee Stadium colony, and Ivana responds with, "Not every problem can be solved with a bullet." Quick thinking.
Oh boy.
He comes back with, "At least you're admitting we have a problem." Oh,
Right.
right now, Ivana's doing that whole Homer. Don't.
Yep.
Oh. All right, Ivana, who is dressed like a Jedi here. So
I was going to say I was expecting some sand people to come into those last frames there, but
you know what? It's the same studio now, so now they can go into the Jedi wardrobe and say, "Hey, you know, we're all under the Disney umbrella. I can take this Jedi outfit. It's my size."
This is how you can talk to Nova telepathically.
Oh, there you go. I learned this from Kylo Ren. Ivana communicates through telepathy or the Force to Nova's amazement. She says that ages ago, nuclear radiation mutated the genes of our ancestors, and that she brought Nova here to obtain any knowledge she has on the other humans. She taps into Nova's mind, which brings us to a flashback of Beneath the Planet of the Apes adaptation. Once again, they're forcing us to do Beneath the Planet of the Apes, and this is a good segue as we continue our Beneath the Planet of the Apes breakdown. But Kevin, you might be asking, wait a minute, if this is a prequel, how could there be a flashback to Beneath the Planet of the Apes? It hasn't happened yet. Are you asking me that question?
Yes.
If you are,
yes.
I'm saying, hold on, Kevin. Hold on to that question, okay?
Holding.
Now, the mutants who are wearing their face masks, we're now to the artwork of Beneath the Planet of the Apes. So we're flashing forward or back. We don't know just yet. The mutants, they're praying to the atomic bomb. Now, they must reveal unto their god their most inmost self and pull off their masks, revealing John Travolta.
I'm just trying to think of the wonderful, wonderful latex supply that they must have to make masks for everybody when they get of age. Here's your child mask, here's your teen mask, here's your young adult, here's your, middle-aged mask, here's your old man mask. A lot of silicone being poured. Well, I was thinking like Mission Impossible. Remember when they would do the, the face?
Yeah.
That's what it feels like a little bit to me. It's like, but who's making all these masks? I'd like to see a spin-off comic where these poor people that make all these masks all day. Because you realize these are they're very busy. Someone comes, I have a tear in my ears come out. Oh God, okay. And then they have to make a new mask for Larry or Phil or Ted, and they're all come in there and they're like, oh God, you know what? Here's your new mask. Please be careful with it. I'm very busy. The holidays are coming. I got to make all holiday masks.
Now, do you think the one on the lower right looks like Nicolas Cage? If we're going to go with the whole face-off theme, that we got to start equating them.
They all look like Eddie from Iron Maiden. You can Google that, kids, if you want, if you're not sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure. All right.
Oh, Richard's going to Google that.
Now, they all take off these face masks, except for Brent and Nova, who infiltrated their colony. Okay. Ivana then says to Nova, "This isn't a memory, is it?" To which Nova says, "None of this ever happened." And Ivana responds, "Or perhaps it hasn't happened yet." Oh, there's your answer. She then says that with their mutation comes certain psychic abilities, and that what she just saw was Nova's future. There's your answer. It wasn't a flashback, it was a flash forward. Now, as she's talking with Nova is thinking in complete sentences. She just can't speak, but she can think in complete sentences. And I think this is a liberty too far from what we know of her character in the films.
Well, I don't know. Woody Harrelson, he was thinking in full sentence when he was reaching for his gun to, put his lights out.
that was in another time frame. But by time the
Well,
year
I'm just referencing the thing where where humans
Right.
lost the ability to speak. Maybe they can think complex things, but they can't vocalize.
Yeah, but this takes place, this story, like a couple of days before the film. So when you see the film, you look at Nova and go, "Wow, she can really think coherently. She is speaking very grammatically in her head." No.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe they can. Maybe that they just lost. They can think complexly, but they can't articulate. They can't speak.
Okay. I'm thinking that's a bridge too far, but maybe this is a multiverse and this Nova can think in coherent, complete sentences.
Okay.
I'm with you there. All right. She then asks if she's ever heard of a man named Mendez. Oh, Nova, listen to this episode to get all you need to know on Mendez, especially if you want to play with the toy Mendez. All right, we then cut away to Cornelius being sutured up from his gunshot wound, and Zira finds it incredible that humans can speak as well as perform surgery. She's a humanist.
Not all humans, but the
no.
ones that live in Yankee Stadium
Yes.
in the Forbidden Zone.
Speaking of which, Ivana then goes into explaining this base is a home to the descendants of those who survived the Calamity. And this is the name of the nuclear disaster that destroyed human civilization. So, what do you make of that? Because we haven't seen that yet. So, that would prove that this is a multiverse, or there's like black holes and wormholes and.
No one needs to think. Put down your AI, kids. This is what happens.
Yeah, I'm lost in thought here because as we know, this whole thing with the apes turning into sentient beings that can talk and walk happened from a virus, not from a nuclear disaster. So maybe the next couple of episodes, the next couple of issues explain that.
Well, I think it's more their point of view. They're not saying this happened, but from what they could gather, from what Ivana and those people can gather, that's how they see it. They don't, you know what I mean? Because it's generations past, the original Caesar and stuff like that. Stuff's going to get lost in translation or.
So I think it's more conjecture.
Telepathy, right? That's what I'm saying. It's just their point of view. I don't think that their story is saying this is definitely what happened.
Okay, all right. So we have two different points of view. We'll know that in the next couple of issues.
Hopefully.
All right. Zira and Cornelius are so confused. As am I.
Bet.
Since there hasn't been a nuclear disaster and certainly no human civilization. All right.
Look,
so
Cornelius is all see no evil.
They're half right there. Ivana says that his religious elders have lied since all the evidence is right in front of them as she points to the human society living within Yankee Stadium.
True. It's true.
Well, Zira then points out that they didn't come here for a history lesson or to find out if this nuclear disaster really happened or not. That's my commentary. But to find Lucius. Yeah, I forgot they were also trying to find Lucius. Oops. Ivana believes she knows where he is. He is being held by the Hominidae Empire. I hate that name. Hominidae. Maybe it's just me. We then cut to Ivana, Cornelius, Zira, Nova, and Lila on horseback. Ivana continues that the Hominidae are exclusively gorillas, and Lila adds that they are violent bastards that keep gibbon apes as servants. Oh.
Uh-oh.
So now, do you think she likes these gorillas or no? It's really hard to tell.
I was so proud of Ape Society in the 1968 version. There was none of that. I mean, there was a little bit of hierarchy there, but they weren't
servants.
Yeah, I hope they can get better.
All right, now, this is the twist right here. She then apologizes to Cornelius for shooting him in the shoulder since she thought he was with the Gorilla Empire. So it wasn't Kennard after all. It was it was Lila who shot Cornelius. Kennard is saying, I'm not sure who to look at. I'm looking at everybody, but I'm telling you once again, do not judge a mutant by its cover.
Clearly.
Ivana gives Zira a pair of binoculars, which she has never seen before, which just blows her mind.
More voodoo.
Oh, look at this splash page. She looks out to see a whole civilization built into a deep canyon.
It's Geonosis.
It is Geonosis and a little bit of Tatooine.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is how I want to live like today because it's really hot out. Live in the side of a mountain.
Sure. All the other kids are doing it.
Where do you live?
I don't know. I'm just trying to clap along.
All right. Down below, two guerrilla soldiers discuss the interrogating tactics of Lucius. Dr. On says that he hasn't gotten anything from this chimpanzee, and any further interrogation might kill him.
Look at this. Look at the way they dress. It's like they wear patent leather tops and jodhpurs, and the doctor's got a wild, 70s glam collar.
Didn't MC Hammer wear those balloon parachute pants?
Right. Yeah, could be like those too.
Mm-hmm. We then cut to a severely beaten Lucius who is chained up. The guerrilla soldier, Colonel Jarl, says, "You say that like it's a bad thing." And he's referring to killing Lucius. Oh, that is a bad thing. All right, Kevin, guess what? That's the end of this issue because next time
Poor Lucius.
On Beware the Planet of the Apes, welcome to the Hominidae Empire.
Dun dun.
All right, so what did you think of this issue? Give me your afterthoughts.
I think it's very exciting. I like what we're learning. I like to see this, as much as I hate to see apes not treating apes well. It is interesting to see the evolution of apes in different areas, that some are more civilized and some are segregating and being, where gorillas were better. And, so that's interesting. I think seeing different mutant types is interesting. That maybe that Ivana and those guys don't have to peel their faces off because 80 to, depending on the person, 80 to 90% of their face is still pretty decent shape. I like the way they're using the telepathy. It's a great way. I always want, you could kind of see what Nova was thinking in the 1968 movie a lot, like when Taylor writes in the dirt in the cage and she goes, "Oh, that's not good. Cross that out."
Yeah, good point.
And she tries a couple times to point and do so. She's thinking. She's clearly thinking. I've always wanted to, see what was going on inside there. This is a great way to see what's going on inside of Nova's noggin, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I like it.
Good point. Good point. I do like the fact that we're seeing different colonies of apes. We see the ones in New York, ones in San Francisco, and now we see other colonies outside of the ape city, the main ape city, and we see how they react to each other. Yeah, their hierarchy, their government, their ethics. I do really like that. I just wish they picked a better name than Hominidae. Oh, now I can say it. Hominidae. All right, I'll get over that. So yeah,
Hominidae.
I do
if
like
you
that.
Keep this
aspect.
up, Hominidae.
I just hope that something bigger is coming to the story other than just saving Lucius.
There's going to be a revelation.
Yeah, something that has to do with this nuclear calamity.
Yeah, I think there's going to be. Yeah, it's going to be either a full or partial revelation. And if it's a partial, then it's going to lead us into the next series. If it's a full one, it's going to be this really awesome kind of twist reality of what things are. People are going to learn things. Mutants are going to learn. The apes are going to learn, and it's going to turn society on its ear. So yeah, I'm all in. I'm loving it.
Yeah, me too. Especially the way they intercut the 1970s artwork with this artwork as they flash back to Beneath the Planet of the Apes. I love that so much.
Flash forward.
Flash forward. Yes. Did I say flashback? My bad.
Well, it was okay to say flashback before, but from now on, we have to call them flash forwards.
Flash forward. Okay, got it. All right. Now I'm so looking forward to issue 3, the penultimate issue in this series. So when we finish up this series, we can then maybe take a break from the comics and do the Time of the Apes commentary.
Oh, indeed. Yes.
And then get back to Beneath the Planet of the Apes. So that is our plan for the year. Now, I got to say that it's summer right now, so it might be kind of hard to record. But you know what? Since these episodes are a little bit quicker, we can get these done a little bit faster.
Well, the good news about the show I'm doing is I'm on a week, off a week. So we might be able to fit it in on times. right?
Yeah.
So I'm not every night isn't going to be down there. Just
Down at the
old pageant of the masters
Pageant
for you
of the
people out there.
Masters.
Get your Google machines out. You can see what it's all about.
Hopefully this year they've done the Ralph McQuarrie paintings come to life.
Well, isn't it next year that's the anniversary for Star Wars?
2 years.
With what? 2 years?
2 years away. It's the 50th
2 years
anniversary
away.
of Star Wars.
I'm trying to convince them to do Ralph McQuarrie. I think that would be great. I've just got to figure out if there's anybody out there at Disney watching this, reach out to me because I can make this happen.
And basically what this is are paintings that come to life, right? Living paintings, living paintings.
Living paint. Well, it's living artwork because there's sculptures, statues. There's all kinds of different artwork, all different mediums. And basically they blow them up to life size and they put humans in them. If it's a painting, we remove this. We remove 3D and make it look flat. If it's a sculpture, we try to make it look like the actual sculpture and put them in the pose and so on and so forth. And it's got a live orchestra with narration. And it's in an amphitheater in the summertime, and it's beautiful. It's a great way to spend the night. You learn a little something about art. This year, it's all about California art and art that is on display in California. For example, they've got some tribute, some statues to Hobie or surfing monuments in Huntington Beach and Dana Point. We're doing some of those. Really, really cool stuff. So yeah, if you're into that kind of thing, check it out. It runs all of July and August. Yeah, and yes, you can get tickets. It's in Laguna Beach.
Laguna Beach, California, about like a half hour south of Disneyland.
Might be a little bit more like 40 minutes south of Disneyland, if you know where that is. You'd know all about it if you'd come see it, Richard.
I did see it. You gave me tickets a couple of years ago. Last year, no tickets, but in 2023, we were gifted some tickets, but nothing last year. But you know what?
Maybe this year.
Well, that does it for this episode of Talking Apes. Let us know your comments on this issue of Beware the Planet of the Apes in the show's post. If you're listening to us, we really appreciate it. But if you want the full effect, well, you have to go to YouTube to watch this to see the beauty of all of these panels. So please go to YouTube and subscribe to the Sky Walking Through Neverland YouTube channel. Apes Together Strong, Talking Apes Strong. And we want to thank Patrick Izzo for taking care of the Talking Apes Facebook group. He's been doing a great job sharing the show and posting lots and lots of content.
Thank you, Patrick.
And we also want to thank Rob Dellinger once again, who composed the theme to Talking Apes. Please check out Rob's band at alpharhythmkings.com. All right, Kevin, ready for this next part? We are part of the Sky Walking Network.
Skynet.
Where you can find other great shows like the Max Effects Podcast, the Neverland Clubhouse, Totally Tell Me Everything, Star Warsologies, and the flagship show, Skywalking Through Neverland. And catch the YouTube shows, Today in Star Wars History and Collectopolis. Kevin, when is the next Collectopolis coming out?
Oh, well, the next Collectopolis is coming out. I don't know. Ernie and I have to decide which thing we want to do next and sort it out. We've got a couple of them that we're looking at, but I don't want to give anything away right now. But we've got one guy back in Maryland we want to talk to. We've got a couple of things we're looking at. So soonish, I would say.
All right.
But we've got a wonderful one out right now about Frankensons. It's doing very well. I don't know if you've seen the numbers on it.
Yeah, big numbers. Congratulations to you and Ernie.
Join the numbers. If you go see, I'm not even going to tell you. Go look. You'll see.
We're all about the numbers. This Talking Apes episode is brought to you by numbers. So until next time, this is Richard.
And this is Kevin.
Now beware and go ape. And there we go.
Idiots.